Follow the Money Weekly presents your precious metals market update. Here's Tom Cloud.
Jerry, it's been another interesting week. We got Greece back in the news this week. We're taping this on Thursday because I'm traveling on Friday. But morning when we saw a bridge with 130 billion euros put out there, and of course we've got the Greek people not willing to take a cut in their pension, which almost assures a default later in the year, as far as I'm concerned, and most economists. So this thing is really, really getting crucial. And once we know if a domino falls over there, the banks over here that have over 100% of their reserves tied up in Europe are going to start falling. James Sinclair has been talking about this for 2 weeks on jsmindset.com, and it really is a high possibility that this could happen in the year 2012. Now, this president doesn't want it to happen under his watch, and will do everything he can to pull out the stops, but it's just going to keep seeing the price of metals go up. Certainly when we see that we're out of money again and we're going to raise the debt ceiling and we're keeping the zero funds policy through 2014 now, it's estimated it's going to cost another $2 trillion minimum the next 2 years. So we're looking at least 2 more debt ceiling increases. And as I showed in my talk out in Colorado back in September, every time that happens, gold goes up right with the debt limit. And the debt limit has to go up because we're still spending a lot more than we're taking in. So gold is consolidating. It's up about 12% this year in the first 5 weeks, but you still should be buying it. Just keep going into it. There'll be pullbacks here and there, but I think gold is going to be a very, very strong all year long, except there'll be, 2 or 3 weeks here and there where it won't. And then you also factor in all this Middle East talk now and the potential there, and I'm not going into that. Everybody's pretty up on that, but you've got that out there in your face. You've got Greece out there. You've got the debt limit in the U.S., and you've got the zero Fed fund policy through 2014. And literally, it does not take a genius to figure out what gold's going to do. Now, silver, this is the year of silver because everybody's pulling out the last strings, and we've certainly already seen a 20% move in silver this year. In 2012, we know it's not going to go up 20% every 5 weeks, but I still think we've got a chance to get above 50 and maybe to 60. And then you have people like Stephen Lieb, talking about $100 silver, and James Turk, who have outstanding reputations. Then, there's possibility depending on how things happen later in the year. So silver, as I keep saying, is going to be a supply problem by the end of the year, because once demand really picks up in earnest, it's going to be very hard to get silver, and most of the major suppliers are not going to take orders unless they know they have silver in the pipeline to fill the product. That's pretty standard in my industry right now. And what a recovery palladium's made. We gave that sell signal on August 4th, and the buy signal, and there it was at 714, went all the way down to 550 during the crisis, and here it is back up to 714, and headed over the next 7 weeks, I think, to well over 800. So it's still not too late to get into palladium, even if you want a short term. And certainly we can talk about leaving your palladium and getting on a certificate and just selling it when you're ready by signing the certificate and not even taking delivery of it. And I'd be happy to talk with anybody about that. You'll notice also on the ones that get our email blast, I've got the platinum platypus on there this week for the first time. The Australian government, we've got a good things of those. And while I have not officially said jump into platinum, it's definitely something worth getting because it's still, at this time, $100 cheaper than gold. When you look at something 70 times more rare, you know it's going to come back above gold as it has been for the last 9 years. So all the metals right now, there's not any reason not to be in all of them, but certainly everybody's got their opinion which one they like the best. And I saw a survey earlier in the week, and I hadn't seen one in about 18 months, where they're saying silver at current demand and current consumption will be mined out within 7 years. We've been hearing less than 10 years for about 2 years, so this makes perfect sense. And to think of old chemistry chart, silver be the first one that will basically be mined out for any major production in the next 7 years, and then you ask yourself, how are electronics going to be made over in China and India and these booming countries with all the electronics they've got, and how many new electronic, just think how many phones each of you have had over the last few years to sell telephones and televisions and iPads and everything else. So there's huge demand out there for silver in the industrial world as well. So all that we want to just continue to keep in the back of our mind when we see volatility. You know, it's planned and they want you to exit the market, and that's not what you want to do. You want to look at it as a buying opportunity. And I really think silver will be well over 150 an ounce before you even have to even think about selling it. It could be much higher, but just keep that in the back of your mind that silver is being depleted. For the ones of you who don't get my email blast, you can email me at tgcloud@bellsouth.net and say you heard me on FTM Daily, or you can go straight to ftmdaily.com and hit the Precious Metals button and sign up. We don't sell the names. They're completely confidential, and we'll send you out our blast during the week, keep you updated. And if anybody needs to talk to me, they can reach me at 800-247-2812, 800-247-2812. For this week's Precious Metals Market Update, this is Tom Cloud signing off.